Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is the Chariot. So for those of you who don't know what Stalker of the Week is, it's a collective reading I do on a particular energy that kept popping up throughout this week's reading, and this week it's the Chariot. So take what resonate, leave behind the rest, never force it to fit. Let's get to it. Let's start by looking into what is this Chariot about. And happy holidays, I hope you're all doing well. Your mid-monthly readings will be out this month, or this week, this weekend. So, messages. What are you about, Chariot? Tell me a message. What are you about? You are about the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Wands here. Underneath the deck, we have Seven of Wands. All right, so this is straightforward. This is an energy of having been abandoned, okay? Having been abandoned, having been wounded, and waiting around. It's almost like predicting failure to begin with. So let's start by let me tell you a little bit about the Chariot in general. What is the Chariot? Well, it's a beautiful energy. It's an energy, it's a major arcana. It's a significant lesson in life. It is about daring to have to move forward, to have foresight. It's about confidence, right? It's about having faith and optimism so that you can move forward, because the Chariot is about daring to face the challenges, which it's life. Let's face it, it's life, because the Chariot doesn't know what waits ahead of the Chariot, right? The girl here, she doesn't know what's waiting in front of her. All she knows is that there's challenges, and she knows her tools because she's done a lot of work. So this is what the Chariot, there's a lot of confidence, right? But the challenge about the Chariot is that it's about controlling tools, right? It's about using means to an end. So when, for instance, the Chariot is a great thing because it talks about being able to control things, to have control of a particular have a mastery, right? To have skills, so that because in order for this Chariot girl here to be able to move forward, she would have needed to acquire some skills to be able to control that beast of a machine, right? Otherwise, she wouldn't get anywhere if she couldn't control it. But she's also not to be afraid of the machine. So you can see this energy is a great thing in career readings, right? But it's not the focus. Speaking of not being able to master that technology, well, in terms of social relationships and all that, the Chariot depends on how it shows up. But as it shows up here, the Chariot is not always the good energy, because it does speak about using means to an end, right? So for instance, in love, it's about using other people as a tool, as a means to an end. This is, for instance, also why I'm against rebound relationships, right? When there's no clear communication, because it's about using another person who is a human being with emotions and a soul and all of that as a material, as a tool to fix your own, what I call shit, right? This is comes together to what I call the idiot or narcissistic culture. Sorry, I'm having too much fun here. But that's the Chariot challenge here, right? So with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, now that speaks to rebound energy. It's funny enough, that speaks to rebound energy. Using someone here as a way of supporting each other. Because someone here could not support themselves, so they use other people as a way to come into the heat, into the warmth again. Cannot stand being an outsider. So, for instance, also networking and all that. Using people as a way to fix your problem rather than helping each other, not supporting it. Which the Five of Pentacles is an energy of supporting each other, but when it is in reverse, it's using someone with bad intentions, meaning Elsa, yes, Danish, to have, let's call it impure motivations, probably not even having a clear communication as to how are you supporting each other. It's the rebound energy, guys. It's using another person to feel inside again, because you can't deal with your own shit. And as a result, someone ends up as a wounded warrior. And as a result of this, rather than daring to face the future head on, they put up high boundaries around themselves and won't dare to take any steps, because they are expecting people to hurt them. So they are fighting off. See, that's the thing. When people are going through this is what the energy is about, right? And we'll see how it plays out. Otherwise, this is just the overall, what the energy here as it showed up this week. It's about learning to deal with this energy, learning, for instance, also to set up boundaries, but not to the extent where you become paranoid and you feel as though you have to fight. Some either give up, but no, to show up here, someone here it's given a lot of inner strength, right? It has helped you. Those of you experienced it, it has helped you. But be mindful. We will see if that you don't become too paranoid. I'm not really seeing it as that, but I am seeing a little bit of a wounded warrior here. It makes you more cautious. So now you know the challenges and you can face it. So it's still a lot of courage here. And it is helping you move, I can say, to not repeat do those things to other people, right? I want to pull out an energy here for the Five of Pentacles. In a minute, I'm just gonna start by saying, how is this playing out in your life? How, at the current moment here, right? Oh, let's do past, present, future. Too many. Still gonna keep you. Apparently also with this one. Oh no, not you two. I have a history when it comes to this couple here. I get angry at them. It's the Emperor and the Empress. But look what's underneath. We have the Justice in reverse. Is it even bloody focusing? I am sorry for the auto zoom. I will get in contact with my chariot in terms of next time I have to do anything with this. Auto zoom, auto correct. No. Auto focus. Something that's terrible. Hell on earth. No. Anywho, what we have here in the past. Well, let's see here. In the past. See, that's the thing. This is not present. This is past, present, future, right? It was the Emperor here. Funny enough, how is this? All of these energies show up in upright. That's actually impressive since I shuffled reversals here, right? So this is it's a balanced energy. It's a coming into contact with your own masculine energy and your own feminine energy, and thus having clarity, and not these things that these energies that I kept. This is the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords. It's a brand new opportunity here, right? Your heart is open. You have clear sight. But that's where you're going here. Now I'm gonna throw out some Lenormand here to get more. In the current situation, what's happening here is that you're having a lot of self-love. You reach Empress status. Man, woman, doesn't really matter here. But it's a union within yourself you have achieved through this. Right? You no longer feel as an outsider here. If any of you have been in that abandonment issues here, you're not even in it. Because you learn to set up boundaries around yourself. So if anyone here were to come with that mentality of using you, you know how to recognize it. You know when you are in the energy. You know when to, how much to give of yourself. Because matter of fact is we do use people, right? To a certain, it's just let's call it use. Help each other, support each other, be there for each other. Very important here is to know when to set boundaries. So you know how to harvest your own energy, right? That's what. When these two are in union here, they are. So the Emperor supports the feminine energy, the Empress energy, with setting up boundaries around herself, right? You can. So she can give birth. For instance, without her, this Emperor cannot get anything going. And for some of you, I have to say, it's a healed energy. I have to say, man, woman doesn't really matter. Recent past, you got structure. Next step here is about bringing nurturing. So let's see more about this. This is so fun. It's the book. It's about education. For some of you here, education is about knowledge. Having studied a lot, having wisdom, so to say. And pregnancy. It's a pregnancy, okay? It's the breaking of a cycle here and a brand new start. Change is happening. It's all coming. Don't give up. I'm not seeing you doing it because you are in this. Have a lot of inner strength. It is possible, and you have, there's a victory here. This is a victory card, guys. This mother. Guys, I'm turning it off. Hold on. Alright, it is what it is. So, maybe just listen. You can watch, but there will be eventual, you know, there will be occasional Zoom parties here. Focus Zoom. Anywho, knowledge here, yes. Learning boundaries, good. Let's look more into down here with the Emperor. Oh, come out in reverse. Yeah, that's great. So this Emperor was about, again, setting up boundaries, but being in solitude. Some of you have been in solitude. Well, there's a priest there, right? But oh, this is so beautiful. Change, right? Don't be afraid of change. Some of you might be afraid of change. Don't do so. Have faith. It will be fine. This, I mean, this is it because the Chariot is a lonely energy. So in your life, as it is playing out here, it will, first and foremost, there will be clarity here. It's a brand new start of a transition, of a change. Right? It's very, very spiritual in nature. It is cross to bear here, but it's part of the path here. You may not feel as though, because there might be a situation here that did not go in your favor here, but it was meant to happen in this way. Don't fall prey to any kind of a victim mentality. You have left behind the conflict. It's time to work. You learned here. Next stage. But in all, it's because what is happening here in this energy, you've come into alignment with your moral philosophy, so to say. Moral philosophy, knowing what you stand for, knowing what you don't stand for. This is the virtue. This is, yeah, your virtues. You stand in your virtues. Vices, virtues. Yeah, virtues, you know, whatever. I embrace all of it. But it has, you know, you managed to set boundaries around it. The thing is, some of you might feel as though you stand a little bit alone in that philosophy here. And it is a lonely transition into the future, but you are, it is happening here, right? There's a change happening. And it is about embracing the feminine energy. Cannot believe I would say that. It's about embracing the feminine energy, the nurturing, the caring, the empathy. And with that empathy, having also being in connection with a proper masculine energy as well, not just like shaming the masculine at all, but because he brings these boundaries, he brings structure, right, and order and authority. Because in the past here there was a lot of authority and a lot of lonely energy, but it was, I have to say, for some of you it was actually needed, because you needed that alone time to come into contact with, learn your intuition, so that you could move into the future here. And you are now ready here. You are educated. You have that wisdom, and through that wisdom, by studying yourself, by being wounded, and having that inner strength, you now have a better understanding of what you stand for, as I said. And even though the transition may feel a little lonely, it is coming here. So let's see. It's a good sign, guys. It's a good sign. I was expecting the worst here. Oh well. So yeah, where are you here? You are in the strength. You don't believe it. You don't believe it. You're sitting there thinking, oh, bollocks. Stressing out a little bit here, because some of you are possibly still in this energy of trying to control the environment rather than controlling yourself. This balance here is acquired when you focus on yourself, not your environment here. It requires that inner strength, which it shows up as you having. This is what the energy is about. You have it. But right now you are in it. Bitch, please. I am not there yet. Well, the Chariot here is to tell you this is what it is about. Coming into your moral virtues, embracing hugging your feminine, hugging your masculine within yourself, not trying to seek it outside. Of course it's nice to be in a partnership, but you know, how can you heard this many times, how can you be in a healthy relationship if you're not in a healthy relationship with yourself? It's having this dignity here, this grace, all of what this Leo energy is about. Well, first and foremost, also you see the eternity symbol up there. What goes around comes around, karma, right? What goes around comes around. And there's a kindness here. This lion could have been chasing the girl here, wanting to eat her. and he hurt himself, and she still embraces him, her, whatever. What goes around comes around, right? And some forgiveness is needed here. For those of you who are still in a bitter energy, it's forgiveness here. It's because you've possibly been hurt on your sense of integrity, okay? Maybe you believed in the best, because this is what she does. She goes up to a line, she believes in the best, all right? So that is a very, very difficult thing to learn. When first you lost trust, learning to trust again, it takes a lot of work, all right? It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by drinking, grape juice, as I always say, grape juice, and throwing salt over your shoulder and singing a song. No, it doesn't. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard work, right? That's why we have therapy. Or whatever you decide, but it's just, you want this energy here where you're struggling a little bit here. Don't give up here. Don't give up your hope. Show me more about the strength. Yeah, you are still caught in this cycle here, the ring here. You are still caught in it. And the hopeless here is because it's so heavy to carry, and it's because you've been hurt on your loyalty. So, if it's any comfort, a lot of people go through this, and they come out stronger. But if you continue to stay in the victim mode here, or feeling, these stages I like to talk about is to going from a victim to a survivor and to a thriver. To be a thriver. This energy here, past, present, is about thriving, and thriving with change as well. And having forgiveness, even if it's difficult, even if you go through it alone. You have to break this cycle here, this loop. And this comes with a broken promise. Promises have been broken, and someone has been made to feel as though they were a vehicle. They were a vehicle to someone's path forward rather than being appreciated as a human being. That's the challenge, right? But it kickstarts the heart here. Come into clarity, and you will feel victorious once you come over it here. Don't fall into like. All right, let's move on here. You are stressed, however. You are not sleeping that well. You are trying to manifest, and it's as though whatever, you don't really see anything coming your way. Well, divine timing, guys. Divine timing. It's on its way. So let's see here. See, clarity is about to come. And there's a 2 of Cups here, and a 10 of Cups. So, and a Judgment. It comes, partnership here comes, happiness, healthy connection, healthy dependence. When you make peace with the past and you start having hope again, and you don't allow a wounded passion here keep you stuck into this victim mentality. You choose to have integrity. You choose to have a new start. You choose to look towards the future. You choose to walk out. You choose to listen to your pain points and let them guide you. So it depends on where you are, but some of you are in this, fine, you're still in the loop, but you're getting out of it. So let's see here, what's your strength in this situation? A 5 of Wands and 3 of Swords in reverse. 5 of Wands in reverse and 3 of Swords in reverse. In that the pain here is coming out. The swords are coming out of your heart. Makes you sad, yes, but you're no longer letting. How can I say? A child is hurted emotion, child energy, right? Like acting like a child. Say like that is when you really really hurt. Because we can all do that, but you're not letting, even if you feel it, you're not letting it cloud you. And you're moving yourself out of any kind of tension. The tension is slowly removing itself from your life. When you work, for instance, on disappointment, and you accept disappointment as part of life, not that it's not to be neglected, not to be devalued, because it depends on what you're going through, right? And we have different stages of grief as well. So you place yourself in each stage. When someone here hurt you and you're stuck in this cycle here, it's you take the time you need, right? Please be mindful not to fall into like a bad pattern here of self-pity, because your strength is to move yourself out of tension And also just to not play, if someone here wants to make you feel as though you are have to compete in ways where you don't, in ways that actually hurt you, you have it within you to move away. Because you've set your intentions, what are your moral philosophies here, what do you stand for, and then you make those, you stand by that. You still take action though, right? But here, right now, I see it's being just by you. You're being a bit passive here. In the past, there was a lot of active energy. Here it's just passive, I have to say. And it's like really, clarity will come your way. You don't have to chase it. See, that's the other thing. This is the chaser energy. If we are to talk in any kind of those narratives I don't engage with because I have my own opinion on it, the Emperor, Empress, and whatever, this is the chaser. So let's see here, what else could we say? What is most likely, well, we already had, the clarity is coming here. So that would probably be it for this message, right? Yeah, that's it. That's it, folks. Hierophant is done. Over and out. Have a happy weekend. I will see, and happy holidays. I will see you next time.